What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Happy New Year. It's your boy Chucky Love, and this is the That's How You Feel show. We got
Shay.
And we got
Cousin Kev.
And today we have very, very, very special guest.
KTL and ATL.
Blue Pill in this thing.
Whoa.
Peace, love, and light, family.
Absolutely. First off, King, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Really appreciate it. It's an honor. It's an honor.
Definitely as well.
Yes, indeed. Thank you
Yes.
for inviting me. It's an honor to be in the building. Any opportunity to advance the narrative and the conversation, or like I said, I'm a lifetime student, so any opportunity to learn, I'm here for it.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that's why we're here. That's why we're here. To not only expand our thoughts, but to express how we feel, man. I think today's episode is going to be a great opportunity for us to do that. Because just so y'all have some backdrop on the situation, this was supposed to be the very first episode. We were going to start this show with spirituality and religion.
Right.
And it was difficult because we didn't know what we were doing. We were young. There was a lot of stuff going on. We've grown. We've gotten a little bit better. Hopefully we look a little bit better to you guys, right? And so now to start off the new season, we wanted to make sure we hit it with a punch, you know what I mean? So now that we are much more comfortable, a little bit more developed and capable, we felt it was now a better time to,
right?
Yeah, more seasoned to get this guy in, you know what I mean? And like I said, it's an honor because we've been me and Cousin Kev, we geek out over him and his brother. His brother as well, Red Pill. And we geek over just their knowledge, and we've been paying attention to them for years, many years. Also like Tariqa Lee, who's been on Live Hip Hop Daily as well, and some other people just to learn about who we are and where we are. So I think this is going to be a really good episode. You guys are in for a treat. Please come to this one with an open mind, because that's what this is all about. And even if you got a closed one, you're probably about to get bust wide the hell open. Cause that's what we do, all right?
That's how you feel?
That's how I feel.
That's how you
Okay,
feel.
for 2019.
For 2019, that's how I feel, Shay.
How you feel?
Man, I'm so amped, man. It's in the cosmos. I know I guess we're supposed to be like in the age of Aquarius, right? So,
yes.
And also in this age of things, I think we all cumulatively as I don't know if this is gonna be the right way to say it, but a metaphysical whole, right?
Big words.
I'm trying to use some big words.
Topic of the day is big words.
I'm going T.I. today. on y'all. And I believe that.
Yeah, I be using the big word.
I believe that
Pontificate.
When exactly you want to personify your endeavors when it comes down time to proliferate what it is when you extract the information from the sky. Okay, because I was going off a tangent. I was just trying to do T.I. Now it's terrible. It was a terrible T.I. I'm gonna just stick to what I was saying. It was. It was. No, you're right. It was terrible. Dang it. Yeah. Anyway, so end of the day, so I think we all are feeling like as a whole things are moving up for each other. I think 2018, 17, they were all kind of tough, but I see in memes like this is going to be the year of abundance, a manifestation of growth, of prosperity, and I feel like that. I think we all may be feeling that. I don't really know how that works, so hopefully I can get some understanding on that today. But yeah, so we'll start off like we typically do with news or whatever we got going on, because there's been some crazy shit jumping off already at the beginning of the year. Already. But we're only 15 days in, so you got something?
It's a lot going on.
Okay.
It definitely is.
Like
However,
what?
I definitely do want to know about the special guest that we got in the building.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that is rude.
Let's
find out about
man.
this.
Y'all talking about it. Let's get to it.
Chuck.
Keep the convo going.
Right.
Screw the news.
Okay. Well, okay. My bad. Yeah, you see, they do better than me at times, man. I be tripping. Chuck be tripping.
That's what team is about.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the team. Teamwork make the dream work. My name is Blue Pill. I'm one part of a team. My twin brother's name is Red Pill. We represent No Ledge Media. It's a media outfit out of Harlem, New York, and we have been providing content to the social feed, for a little bit over a decade as a team. Me going on about 20 years.
Wow. Okay.
20 years.
20 years.
Brother been on it.
Well, how did y'all even? So I'm curious to know, how did y'all start doing it when y'all were kids? were y'all already having these types of conversations, or were y'all like two hood niggas like that? Or was y'all?
I was going to ask something like
when
that too. Like,
Right,
what
right.
was the awakening?
Right.
I was born in a household to a father who was an English professor, of African American literature. So reading was mandatory.
Absolutely.
In my home, we were reading the New York Times by the age of 9.
Okay.
And just many conversations always centered around our history and who we were, in this particular diaspora in this part of the planet, and about the age of 6 or 7, my mother took us to St. Croix, Virgin Islands, where her parents are from, and we met a man named Dr. Sebi.
R.I.P.
Who is
Dr. Sebi.
world-renowned herbalist.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So coupled with the information that I was receiving from him, from my grandparents, both of them, my grandfather on my father's side and my grandfather on my mother's side, along with my father and his friends, his colleagues and things of that nature, I always had a good amount of streams of information coming through just to keep us, well-rounded.
Absolutely.
And objective about everything else that was going on in society.
Yeah, man, you had the cheat codes, man. You had
He had
Mama
cheat
Code.
codes.
Yeah,
Like what?
He had the game genie. He had the game genie.
Then I
though.
had,
Right,
I had,
he had
I
the
had,
game
yeah,
genie.
direct. I had a direct feed
Right.
from Mama Pill.
Mama Pill, yeah. I was about to say already.
I was born vegan, before that word was even existing in our community. So, she breastfed us. I got all of that information downloaded from her.
Wow.
Directly. So I have to give her props.
And he means biologically.
So
if
you,
y'all not
you ain't
picking
never have
up
to go
on
through that unlearn and relearn that deprogram process or something like as people that's really indoctrinated. Like,
I'm still unlearning. You know what I'm saying? Because I still did 12 years a slave. You know what I'm saying? I still went through the public food system.
right.
So there's a lot that I still have to, and I'm part and parcel to the society. You know what I'm saying? I'm inhaling and you know what I mean?
Right.
Taking in stuff I look at the news just like everybody else do. You know what I mean? And I have a tendency to sometimes, not more so right now, but when I was growing up, I was part of a social program.
Right.
And I fell victim to a lot of things that were taking place. Now, my street education is not something that I necessarily have to unlearn. You dig what I'm saying? That was an advanced class.
Right.
And
Kinda wanna keep
I don't,
them
yeah,
skills.
I don't, there's not too much of that I
Never
want
wants
to
to be
throw
more-
back.
right, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like,
Right.
it taught me a lot, It taught me a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the part, how some people be so indoctrinated, like after like 20, 30 years if they ain't cracked the egg open yet, it pretty much be hard to even fathom something different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
how we trying to
for
get
real.
people to, this gonna be like a icebreaker or something for some
Some-
people in the
right, right.
family and
Some people-
stuff.
I hope so,
Like,
yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
for somebody 50 years old, you're gonna be able to tell them like, you know what I'm saying, Auntie, I stop going to church every day, Auntie. Like, she like, boy, you do what you do over there.
Right.
So, my father was an atheist, and my mother was more of on the spiritualist side. So I wasn't exposed, to
Traditional
religion.
Christianity.
Right. Traditional Christianity.
Religion.
They allowed us to make a choice on our own.
Absolutely.
Right. At some
Which my
point, like I
parents
said,
did.
because of
Mom,
my
thank
social
you, Mom.
circle, everybody was going to church on Sundays, and we was the only ones on the block. So we was like, "Yo, if this is where the folks is at,
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying?
Already.
Can we go?" And my father was like, "That's a decision you got to make on your own." And we went, but I got sent back after my first experience with that, and they was like, "Do not send that
What
nigga
time,
back."
bro? What time?
Right. Is it?
Because I was asking hella questions.
Yeah.
You feel me? I was using my logical mind to be like, wait,
Hold up.
they told her to hold that baby over the cliff and cut it in half?
Hold up.
Like, what type of jealous God is that? I just was like, the shit kind of, because it was in Sunday school, so it was illustrated at that.
yeah, yeah,
And I was
yeah.
into comics and all of that. They wasn't even getting down like that in the Marvel Universe. I was like, what type of shit is this?
That's crazy.
I had mad questions, and they was like, nah, that's not going to work. You feel me?
You ain't finna have no
Yeah.
questions.
You finna
You
have
just
no
finna
questions
learn this,
around
know
champ.
this,
Right.
and then take it.
Yeah, so
That's blasphemy.
So where did the name Blue Pill, Red Pill, where did the name
Yeah,
come from? Where
so-
did it originate?
that's a good question. You know what I'm saying? It's a long story, but it's a good question.
Got time.
I had a little hiccup in 07 and I got snatched up, you know what I'm saying, on February 21st, 2007, and I had a warrant out of Valhalla, right, which is Westchester, New York. They send me to Rikers Island, Valhalla come and get me. They send me to Valhalla to answer for this warrant. While I'm in Valhalla, they put me in bed 16. Across from me in bed 7 was a gentleman named Malcolm Shabazz, who is Malcolm X's grandson. Now, February 21st is the day that Malcolm X got assassinated.
Right.
Okay.
To me, I kind of treat that like a holiday. You know, I don't technically, like, I didn't go outside. I definitely was not into like doing any dirt on that day. But I had did something stupid, you know what I mean, and I got caught up. So here I am, you know.
It happens to us all, man. Straight
I'm
up.
sitting in bed 16, 2007. He's in bed 7. I know about the whole parable about the seventh son, which was a prophecy because Malcolm X was the 7th child of the 7th or something like that.
Okay.
Like his father was the 7th, he was the 7th.
Wow, okay.
And he wrote a prophecy. They wrote a prophecy about his 7th seed, which he never got to see his 7th seed because he had 6 daughters and he got assassinated.
Okay.
Right? So this was this child, you know, Malcolm Shabazz, who had got incarcerated for killing his grandmother, Betty Shabazz, burned the house down, allegedly. You know, when I was in the unit with him, he was a gangbanger. This was when the Bloods was proliferating through New York, and he was a superior. So, you know, they was like answering to him and shit like that. But I was looking at him like, this is really not his life. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just looked goofy to me in that role.
Okay.
You know what I
You
mean?
can see it. Right.
Yeah, I can see it. As somebody that grew up, you know, around some real shit, I was just
You know?
like, he's not cut
Yeah.
out for this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of times be the worst
yeah.
ones too because
And
they be having something to prove.
they got something to prove, and he had something to prove, so his shit was extra.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering why this was able to continue like that. I didn't know who he was off the bat. And then I asked him questions, and they was like, yo, that's such and such. And I was like, oh, shit. And then it kind of hit me, and I put 1 and 2 together. So I'm saying that when I was in the unit, I was writing this a book of poetry because I had a little bit of time on my hands. I had just came from a concert with Mos Def and my partner's name Hypnotic Brass Ensemble. They was doing a show at BAM, which is Brooklyn Academy of Music.
Shout out to that.
Mos Def was doing live covers of hip hop greats, and the jazz band was backing them up with live instruments. I had always wanted to do something like that, so I was like, yo, if I do poetry, I don't like the like I grew up on the Last Poets.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, they was spitting.
Culture,
You feel me? I was like, I want to put something together that's like bars, but it's more elaborate like jazz. I grew up on jazz. I don't want 16 bars with a hook. You know what I'm saying? I want a free form. I want a flow. You know what I'm saying? I want to be descriptive and write a narrative. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be free with my expressions. So I just started writing these poems. And anytime that I would perform in a unit, like the OGs, the homies would be in tears, and they would be like, "Yo, son, I ain't going home and selling crack no more. I'm gonna build a studio. We gotta get this shit to the street. Like this will help. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the YGs need this." So I just stayed in my pen, just writing and writing and writing. Now somebody in the unit had did the cover for the book, right? Because I was doing it in a composite notebook, and they had drawn the cover for me, right? And they was like, yo, son, yo, what you want to call this shit? And I was like, yo, this is going to wake people up. So I had thought that the blue pill in the Matrix was supposed to be the red.
Right.
You picked the wrong one.
I picked the wrong pill.
You picked the wrong one.
I was like, oh, the blue, damn, was it the blue pill that they took the woke niggas? I was like, yo, call that shit blue pill. So he had did the graffiti on the cover.
Okay.
And the shit was so elaborate, right? That finally, once I realized who homie was, I had pulled him aside one day, like his homies wasn't around, and I linked into, you know, his ear for like 2 hours straight and just poured any and everything that I could into him. Like, nigga, do you know who you are? Do you know who your grandfather is? And I was just downloading on him. Like, I was in tears. That's how much I was just pass out, shaking and shit. You feel me? Because I couldn't believe that I had this opportunity to talk to this young man, and he was receptive and telling me, I didn't know this. And I'm like, no one ever fucking told you this?
Right.
And he was like, yo, I didn't know who my grandfather was until I got up north. To the old timers pulled me aside. Because he said his parents used to tell him that his grandfather was actually his father, and they never exposed him to the information because they was trying to save him from going down that path because they knew he had a target on his back.
Right.
That's wild.
And
And he told me, he looked me in my eyes and said he did not kill his grandmother. He said he had came home and it was some men in dark coats and shit like that leaving the crib, and he had told me mad different stories about him being followed and getting calls from 11-digit numbers, shit that I could relate to. That I was like, I know what that's about. You feel me? And how just people were not there for him, you know what I'm saying? And no one really came to his rescue, and niggas was selling him false dreams, rappers and shit like that. I'm gonna come to see you, just selling him pipe dreams. And he was just through with he didn't want to hear nothing about no consciousness and none of that shit. Like, he found familiarity and family in his you know what I'm saying, in his gang.
Right.
And they was embracing him, you know what I'm saying, because by proxy, the death of Malcolm X created a vacuum where the Panthers came along, and then the Bloods is the bastard of the party. So if his grandfather didn't get assassinated, in so many words, it probably wouldn't even set the conditions for these gangs to even exist and proliferate the way that they did. So he's honorary, you know what I'm saying, superior, not because he put the work in though. You understand? So I was just like, son, like, you got a bigger calling than this. You feel me? And then miraculously, my time was up. Like, they called me a few days after that, and they was like, nigga, you good, go home. That's what I came for. And with this book, so I leave with the book. You know what I'm saying? I go to 125th.
That's dope how you looked at it like that. Like, I ended up in there to get this book and to get this to know too.
Yeah. So I go to 125th. I get back to Vindon. I used to hustle right in front of the Apollo. Sinetta and then was across the street. My dude, a dude named Amun, he used to come over to where I was at every day to hear a poem, one of the joints out the book. And he would tell anybody he could, get in contact. Yo, you gotta hear the Blue Pill. You gotta hear the Blue Pill. So he started saying it so much, and then Sinetta started saying it behind. He get on the bullhorn like, yo, we want to hear the Blue Pill. And then the shit just stuck. You know what I'm saying? I was telling everybody, nigga, that's not my name. My name's Pete Paul. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't call me fucking Blue Pill. What the hell is that? And then it just stuck.
Embraced it now.
And my brother came around, and he was like, fuck it, I'm the Red Pill.
Damn right.
Right. You're right with you. Okay.
And that's what happened. So 2 months after that, the next time that I seen Malcolm Shabazz, he was on the cover of the Giant magazine. It was a magazine called Giant. And he was dressed as his fucking grandfather.
Wow.
In one of his iconic poses.
Wow.
And the boy came home and never looked back. He became a social activist, an organizer. He became militant, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. And unfortunately, our brother met his demise a few years later in Mexico. You dig what I'm saying? But I saw somebody who was like, nigga, you going home to die. You feel me? If you continue on this trajectory with this gang shit. Like, you're going to get
he got out of
that.
He got out of that.
He got out of it.
And I think
he was able
to
he was able to reach a glimpse of his greatness. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I had the privilege to meet the
lining.
mother of his children. You know what I'm saying? And she thanked me, his daughter, and she just told me how much better of a person that he was after that experience. Like, he really was imbued with purpose.
Okay.
So that's where that came from.
That's
and
where Blue Pill came from.
I will never
Okay.
change that. And then, another way I look at it is I'm living in my dream. You dig what I'm saying? So I understand that everything that we create, the reality that we want to look towards, has to be created in the subconscious realm, in the dream state. You know what I'm saying? Dreaming gets such a bad rap. But everything that, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is just the avatar phase.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I've literally been attacked for being
autopilot.
considered
You know,
a dreamer. So,
I love dreaming. I daydream.
Yeah,
you know,
that's the source.
I get my 8 hours in.
Yep.
Get that source code.
Some way.
Yeah,
you
that's
get
where
that
my
source
information,
code.
my downloads, my
Right.
inspirations,
updates.
all of that comes in my dream state. You know, many people know I proliferate the astral realm. I be all over there.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's what exactly what we gonna be talking about today. I'm so damn excited, man, because that's what it's about, man. Like
That's how you feeling.
that's
how you feeling.
mind you,
That's how
no,
you
that's
feeling.
how no,
That's
that's
how
how he feel, like, you know what I'm
You know
saying?
what I'm saying?
That's what's up,
Man.
man.
Blue Pill is in the building. We definitely want
Yes,
to thank
indeed.
him
Yeah.
for definitely
Thank you.
gracing us with his presence.
Yeah.
You know, we definitely gonna get ready to take a break here.
Oh.
Why you squeezing out without saying something about some news, Shay?
Oh, we supposed to get into that
Yo, we
news
fucking
segment.
right, yeah.
That shutdown.
Yeah, you
That shutdown
know.
All
with
this
the Big
shit
Macs.
going down.
Right.
Trump with the Big Macs.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we right.
Trump with
Trump
Big
with
Mac.
that. You gotta put all the cameras on Shay.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Set that thing up.
Thanks to the Republicans, we have plenty of McDonald's.
There's Trump down there.
We got
please.
Big Macs.
Trump.
I bought 300 burgers. They ate them all. They ate them all up. You know, the Republicans are really sticking together. We're, border security, we just need a wall. And it's fries.
Enjoy.
And pizza.
How many times you seen that thing? Because you got that shit word for word.
Right now, I'm telling you,
It's not like Donald Trump was like on a pre-K level. It's pretty
Right.
easy to like
Right.
remember like 300 hamburgers and
Right.
And then that
That is
nigga tweet the
crazy.
next day 300
I paid
hamburgers,
for it.
Right.
burgers,
By me.
1,000.
Paid for by me.
They love them. The Republicans, we're sticking together.
they love it.
Like these fries.
Get the fries. Can't forget
Go
that.
ahead and eat it up. Clemson did a great job.
Hey man, if y'all want to catch the rest of this episode, y'all gotta watch January 23rd, man. I can't give y'all no more, man.
Yes, indeed.
Nah, but for real, that shutdown though.
So, you know, the orange haired man meeting with the orange team, you know what I'm saying? Saw the law 44.
Right,
you gotta
right.
catch
See?
the blood in
Ain't
the
even peeped
laws.
that.
Like, we
The orange man with the orange
we're gonna get
team.
into that.
The
You know
year of
what
the
I'm saying?
orange.
We're gonna get into that.
You're the orange.
But yeah, there's a lot more going on in the news.
Straight up.
It definitely is.
Hey man, yeah, I don't know. Is it an elephant nigga? The Kelly shit, the R. Kelly. Is that not crazy? Now we don't gotta go into that.
You gotta call him Robert. You gotta call him Robert.
Robert. Yeah, Robert
Rob.
Kelly. It's no longer R. Kelly.
You gotta say Rob.
Yeah,
You talking about that nigga Rob?
Rob,
You talking about that nigga Rob?
man, Rob out here tripping, man. He's still out here doing this thing, man. Y'all gotta get this man off the street.
We got a
That
bandit
is
snatch
crazy.
that nigga. We got a bandit snatch him. Son.
He's out here with the bandit snatch.
We got the bandit snatch to R. Kelly. Okay. He out here snatching all the bird box. He say, no, I don't want the Frosties. I don't want the Frosties. I want the Cocoa Krispies. Okay.
Right, the
The puffs. Give me the puffs. Okay. No more Robert.
No more Robert, man.
No,
Hey, on some
but-
real, y'all have got to stop listening to his music. Are y'all kidding me? Are y'all kidding me? Are y'all kidding me? It's crazy. This dude is out here taking advantage of kids and got two right now. right now.
To this day!
And we got to stop that, man, because he out here still running rambunctious. Everybody has someone that knows people in these types of circumstances, man.
Got them like
and
a
we
Oreo.
fueling it. It's girls going to his concerts now, like abduct me.
I don't know who
They trying to give up the bandit snatch. Are you kidding me? So what we need to do, guys, really, is to what they say, mute R. Kelly. I'm usually not one up for all the social activists is that on stuff like that, but we on this one we got to, y'all. I'm sorry, and I love R. I love the R album. I love 12 Play. I've gotten a lot of. Okay, I'm sorry because my daughter might be watching this, but I've had a lot of fun.
We
with
miss
R's
Roberts.
music.
We miss Robert.
We miss Robert.
We miss Robert.
That's what they be saying. The girls be out there like, we miss Robert. One of them girls outside of the courtroom was one of the girls too. He out here snatching. And
He sound jealous.
oh my god! Damn, nigga.
He like they want to be abducted.
My whole thing is,
He ain't get me.
you know,
No, I'm trying to go down in the dungeon with the girls.
He out here
Oh, I'm sorry.
doing
That
his
was too
best
much.
Hamburglar rendition.
Robble.
I mean, so
we are laughing, but it's not a
Laughing
necessarily
matter.
a laughing matter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What we do want to do, you know,
And no, and to go into that, because it's not a laughing matter, and to I guess to go ahead and it's some people who would almost advocate for it, or that almost are like those little girls are fast or da da da. Look, I have a 15-year-old daughter. She wants to go to the mall. She should not be afraid to go to the mall. It's if a grown dude come and talk to her, she's not not mine. But that's a grown man that's approaching the child, or he might go off and let one of the dudes with him go back and go. You know what I mean? That's crazy. But it's how he's doing it, and he gotta go.
He preying on them super fans, man.
He gotta go, shouter. That's worst case scenario. But not just him, everybody. Weinstein, he just beat them charges. He gotta go. He gotta go. Yeah. Who else? Who else out here still just running around?
It sound like everybody.
I think everybody's still really going, except for Cosby. They got Bill.
Everybody going there. Everybody did something.
You know, we live in a country
I got angry. I'm sorry.
led by a president who is a
Right.
serial bird box snatcher. Okay?
Right.
For lack of a better term.
Right.
You know,
Clutching the box.
I just feel that this was an opportunity, especially at the top of the year, just to reevaluate what our priorities are in regards to saying, you know, like this is when people set their resolutions up.
right.
You dig what I'm saying? And people were easily distracted, you know, by this particular story, and their attention and their focus went somewhere else. You know, I had wrote a post on New Year's Eve, and I was like, I put the definition of resolute up. You know what I'm saying? It dealt with determination and focus. And what I explained to people is that you got to change your water in order to change your actions, because we're 90% water, and our water maintains and controls the energy. Yep. And a lot of what we do, you know what I'm saying, how they say we got muscle memory, it's all based on water memory. And what it is about music travels 4 to 5 times as fast in water, and it's encoded. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So a lot of people are making declarations to say mute R. Kelly, but that music is connected intrinsically to people's experiences, to their life experiences, that is going to be very hard to get away from.
I remember the one time, because me and Tanisha, we had slow jams going. We was in the rodeo, you know what I mean? And you know, I'm sorry guys, but that's what it do.
And right, so we almost gotta become a totally new being, and this is a good impetus to do that. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is like, maybe the universe works in very weird ways, and the only way that we can expel that memory out of our system or expunge that memory is by changing the water. You know what I'm saying? We got to either go on a fast or go on this whole water fast to replenish and replace those old memories, because those memories are lodged in the water inside of us. And we also need to expand the conversation about treatment, abuse treatment. Right. You know, a lot of people know us for being part of a consortium to put together a public a press conference on Africa Bambaataa. You know what I mean? Right. It was 2015, I think it was. You know, when some of his victims came forward and started speaking about that abuse. And I have done 5 retreats in response to that. You know what I'm saying? We're bringing victims of sexual molestation and other sorts of abuse up into the mountains, you know, and dealing with sacred medicines, you know, sacred plant medicines to get them, to get that help, you know, to get people to go into their shadow, to go into places to deal with themselves psychologically, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not too much that you know, that I can do for you per se. I can help you get to them places yourself that you need to get to. you know what I'm saying, as a guide,
Right.
you know what I mean, I can lead you to the water, but you got to drink.
Right.
And there's not enough conversation centered around how we're going to prevent this next
Right.
young girl not even getting snatched up from Cal's, but on the way to school from,
Right.
you know, Chester the child molester,
Right, right.
or the
Exactly.
niggas that's
It happens
openly
all day,
telling you
every
this
day.
shit is cultural
Right.
and they don't got no issue with it,
Right.
because, you know,
Right.
this is how we do. We shoot down on shorty and you feel me? She 13, 14, 15.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's all day.
Yeah, it's
So
cause and effect
All
from a lot of
day.
that stuff.
so what are we doing to reinforce these conversations? You know what I mean, to protect our children from child predators, because they're amongst us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Closer than you think.
Closer than we think. Closer than we think.
Oh, yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? But it deals with entire reassessment of our value system, dealing with our women, period.
Yep.
Because you had a whole contingency of things happening to women leading up to this. The girl Jasmine that got killed, you know what I mean, in Houston with the drive-by.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The girl in McDonald's, you know what I'm saying, with the fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It was mad incidents leading up to this, and then then it came to the babies, and niggas was like, hands off of that, because, you know, they made that bed, they got a lie in it.
Yeah.
You feel me?
They keep them they keep showing that black women aren't being protected. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
They
they
keep showing it.
they keep showing it. That's an agenda right
no,
now. That's
no
like the
one
whole-
has made that finalized declaration to say, I'm willing to pull it on the line to make sure that these women is protected, from the babies to the grannies.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? As I was preparing for my lecture, I'm just going through slides, reminding myself about how this thing has been under one blood moon to the next, to the next, to the next. So us as a people, we just been getting weaker and weaker under these blood moons attacks. And the blood moon is like a lens. You feel me? It magnifies you into the future, 30, 60 years, in some particular instance, 100 years into the future. And the moon is representative of the mother. And the key thing that happened during these particular times is what we call our ancestral mother, right? This is getting into spirituality now. If we was rooted in spirituality, we would know that the new year for us pretty much meant that Sirius was at its highest point, right? That's the dog star. That's all set. You know what I'm saying? She's a female dog, for lack of a better term. I wouldn't call her a bitch though,
Right. Because that's the
but she's a
scientific term.
female dog. You know what I'm saying? This is a dog star. So our ancestors observing all of this, taking notes. You feel me? Taking notes. So we're at a particular junction in time where this is the 400-year period when we spoke. Now we're gonna combine this conversation about religion and spirituality. So on the religious side of things, right? Because the Bible says you people are gonna be cursed in a foreign land for 400 years. So slavery started in this country in Virginia in 1619. So 400 years from that is 2019. So if this curse is being lifted off of us, apparently this quote unquote curse, right, that religion has taught us about, are we even prepared to take up the mantle of leadership? You know what I'm saying? For these Christians, I would ask you, are you, you know, in you know what I'm saying? Are you in the best form, identical wise to your Savior? You know what I'm saying? Your Lord
your
and Savior.
belief.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Christianity means to be Christ-like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Are you taking a full assessment of your activity and the choices that you make and what you hold in terms of priorities? And are you more so Christ-like? Would Jesus motherfucking let this shit go down? Huh? Will his response be like, I can't stop playing this cat? Jesus, take the wheel and put that
Okay, stop listening.
Put that cows on. I just can't stop listening to this shit.
But no, it's real though. Like, I mean, that's the point. Like, you know, if the whole ideal for them is to reach this ultimate level of Christianity, right? I mean, it should be a whole lot more people, at least somebody that's closer to walking on water or turning something into wine. Like, I'm not seeing too, so it's a lot of work for them to do, if that is to be had for them to do. And I'm not judging. I'm just saying, if that's what it is, then they should be on that journey, on that path. It should be people at different levels. You know what I mean? And
Okay, so a
If that
question
makes
would
sense.
be
Okay.
First of all, if we have to be able to break it down in almost in layman's terms, and not to say that in a negative term, but for an average person to break down, to be able to open up their minds, right? You got to start all the way down, all the way down. So first of all, a person would ask, okay, what is religion,
Okay.
right?
What is religion and
What
what
is
is
it?
what is spirituality? So I think, and this is my opinion because I'm no social scientist, but I think religion is a social construct built to basically control people. But its use is to get into the hearts and the minds of people so that they can be controlled. That it's that method. I mean, that's how I see it. I really don't see it too much more complicated than that. And so in this construct, you have many different types of religions, denominations, or separations, or I was like to think we're always supposed to be trying to be one and get closer to being not separated, right? So by default, it turns me off. Just the idea that I don't really say it like that, but I do. So I have leaned more towards spirituality. So the way it works, okay, yeah. Well, what about to you? What do you think? Because we'll talk about it. Well, Cuzzo, how do you feel? What do you think?
I mean, yeah, religion is pretty much just a different, just separating different people, and you know what I'm saying, and their belief systems, and like you say, means of control.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just a social construct.
Yeah, I'm more of a spiritualist.
I think, it's a social construct in line with a particular doctrine. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And said doctrine, of course, it comes with different social different constructs. And we could look at the etymology of religion, and it says to bind, to control or what have you. And these particular social constructs dictate what that level of control is. So Islam has a particular social construct.
Let's see. I want to see what
I
want to see what they dictionary
Yeah,
tells
we
us.
can look at the dictionary definition.
Okay.
Christianity
They try to
has a
tell it.
particular social construct that is attached to that said doctrine, dietary laws. You have particular funerary rites. You dig what I'm saying? You have particular ways that one courts and marries. You know what I'm saying? You got all of these different commandments, right? Under the Torah, they have a whole different set of constructs as well. So I think that if we want to give it a broad sense, a broad definition, without being disrespectful, because this is not about being disrespectful or, I'm not going to give you the angry definition. I'm going to say, let's be objective and let's look at it and say, all right, it's a social construct attached to a doctrine, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And some people are dogmatic in how they pretty much go about adhering to said doctrines, you know what I mean? Where other people are very otherwise loosey-goosey.
Right.
And that's the society that we live in.
All right, so and I love that. You're absolutely right. I agree. It's not more than that. It's I'm looking up on Google, and this is what it tells us. And we got several resources. Google's initial definition for religion is the belief in and worship of a superhuman controlling power, especially a personal god or gods. Another sub one is a particular system of faith and worship, a pursuit or interest to which someone ascribes supreme importance, right? AllaboutReligion.org says that any specific system of belief, worship, or conduct that prescribes certain responses to the existence or non-existence and character of God. Also a set of attitudes, beliefs, and practices pertaining to supernatural power. Webster's, I guess we all like Webster's. Should I do? I mean, you get it.
We get
it.
We get the point.
Right.
I think
superhuman controlling power. That's what they all are saying to us.
For the most part, our definitions was on point. We just left out God.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's where the confusion starts.
Right.
Once we insert God into the conversation, then start sort of the demarcations with one person saying,
kind of God?
what
Which
kind of
God?
God? Who God? That ain't the name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where the confusion comes in. You dig what I'm saying?
That's where the violence comes from.
Yeah, that's where the violence comes
all
from.
the problems on earth.
But the social constructs in terms of saying, well, I'm Jewish, you know what I mean? Our children get circumcised at X year. Our children take bar mitzvahs at this year. In order to marry, you know what I'm saying, my daughter, you got to come with X, Y, and Z.
Right.
You know what I mean? We do this to bury out, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, to each his own. But then we are dealing with this whole aspect of domination by way of different systems. Case in point, you know, when Constantine came into power and became the first Christian emperor.
Keanu Reeves.
Constantine.
He said Keanu Reeves.
Right? I believe this is around.
Okay, I was the only one that got the fact that was a joke. But we too serious.
It was a
Okay.
sorry movie.
No jokes right now. Okay, I'm the movie guy. Okay, go ahead.
The movie guy, right? When Constantine,
Keanu.
right,
Right. It was
came into the
Christian era.
Christian when he
'Cause I know-
came in, he
That's that
became
Greco-Roman shit.
the Roman emperor embraced Christianity. So for the very first time, the state and the church were merged because prior to that, Christianity had no meddlings with the state. They were
Right.
persecuted by the state.
Right.
So when he brought the institution of the church into this whole state apparatus, right? The thing about empire is that they conquer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The thing about empire is that they conquer. So now they were conquering under the name of Christianity.
Right.
And the same thing happened with Islam. You know what I'm saying? That they spread religion at the tip of a sword.
Right.
Right?
Get down or lay down.
Literally.
down and lay down.
Yeah, literally.
Different politics.
Right.
The Crusades and all that.
You understand? And then there's a lot of subtler ways that we can look at what the Jews are doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily even want to say Judaism, but what the Jews are doing and how they are waging warfare on people who are non-believers, and they are also subjugating those who they call a goyim, and they're spreading their ideals and their dictates through different forms of media. You dig what I'm saying? And they're gunning for that number one spot to say we the chosen. You dig what I'm saying? And there's other people that is gunning to say that we the chosen, and we just caught in the middle of it, right? Well, we're being fed the dogmatic aspects of these religions.
We as
But
in the human
then
population
there's
as a whole.
another esoteric, right, which is more so hidden initiative that's being. There's a different type of race that's taking place in the background where these people is trying to fulfill destiny.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because as much as we are left arguing about the validity of these books, you know, there's an obvious truth to it in the fact that people are dying in the name of it. You know what I'm saying?
That's land. There's a
Right.
lot of land right now.
Right. So when you spilling that blood, you know what I'm saying, and you're making it real by way of the fact that, look, Nana's Nana died with this in her heart. She done died and came back and died again.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
There's some sort of resonance or place in this universe where she's making this shit real at, because we talking about Nana.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We talking about the one that really made shit happen and made it pop and made it possible for us to even be here. Right?
Shout out to all the nanas
Shout
out
out
there.
to all the nanas out there. You dig what I'm saying? But then there's a lot of questions that are still on the table. It's not as clear cut and dry as just that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of you know,
It's very
things
intricate.
it's
Yeah.
very intricate. You know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me that Nana's going to the same place in the afterlife with a slave master and his papa going? You know what I'm saying?
As well. Afterwards,
Right.
after going through it here,
You dig what I'm
they
saying?
leave to go there,
Yeah.
and that's supposed to be
They
a
go
great
in
place
there,
to go.
And if he was raping Nana and them, is there justice being meted on the other side, or they supposed to be cool in the gang when they get there? Or is she a slave on the other side as well?
And then
Okay.
at that, we'd have to assume
There's
that
so
she
many
would
levels
be
to
accepting
that.
of it
There's
because she
so
would be
many-
in heaven as
It's a
opposed
large
to.
population
So
that
many
think
levels
Christianity
and
came
layers
from
to
black
it.
people.
But even according to the book, they're telling me that Jesus is in the underworld until the rapture anyway. So where they going?
Right.
Who's in charge up there? Huh?
Okay.
That shit is like a Lauryn Hill concert waiting for Lauren to come. They there like this. What Jesus said.
Right.
Yo, pass that blunt.
She come out there what she feel like.
He finna come. He coming. This the second coming. It's the second time he coming.
Yeah,
He ain't the
time.
one. This is the second time though.
Did it once.
It worked
this
the
the
weight.
second-
I'm telling you,
second time.
It worked the weight.
It worked. Wait, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Cause when he hit that stage, hit it from the back.
Ooh, some people is mad right now. I hope it's starting to make you a little uncomfortable because it's supposed to. Man, you know, we got to start shaking this stuff, or at least start questioning what you think you know.
I be using rationale.
Yeah.
And a lot of my videos, people connect because I come with a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? And I just be using my logical mind just to ask questions.
Yep.
And it's based off of the food you fed me. It's based off of the information that you gave me. I'm not pulling from places where shit don't exist.
Right.
I'm dealing with the narrative. And I'm dissecting it and giving it back. Like, yo, can you answer?
Yep.
Oh boy, here you go
See,
again.
logic is-
You grew up to be an old ass troublemaker. I thought I told you to get this boy up out of here. So I'm just like, things that don't make sense. I just ask questions, and then
As you
people,
supposed
yeah,
to.
they just get all nervous and
You have
shit.
to.
Because it's the
And
lack
I'm
of
just
education.
like, yeah, I'm
Right.
like, if we dealing with the absolute in anything, you
Where
understand?
anything can happen, everything is possible.
No, I'm just saying they telling me that God is the absolute.
Oh, I'm with you.
So I need some answers.
and
The
Omega.
Alpha and Omega, you know, I shouldn't have to look so hard for these answers because they have to exist within.
See, you ain't supposed to be looking. You
I ain't supposed to be looking.
You supposed to just be.
You dig what I'm saying?
Read the
Just
right
like,
You're supposed to be able
who
to
is
meditate
R.
and-
Kelly praying to that gets this nigga out of the jams that he keeps getting out of?
there. Goddamn Papa
Right.
Legba.
Okay.
Papa Legba, he got a little something. He got the little candy dish in the corner
feel me?
over there.
You think that this shit is mysterious to God that he don't see what Kels is doing? Why he beat them cases then?
Oh,
So he can
Catholic.
proliferate?
He Catholic. He Catholic.
Oh, yeah, they got with it.
Oh,
Okay.
he's Catholic?
He
I mean,
Catholic.
you know.
Getting
Are
off
you
like the
serious?
priest.
I
Okay.
think so.
Nah, I don't know.
So I mean,
See why you do that? 'Cause
let's
now we all over
yeah.
here like, he Catholic, yeah, he Catholic.
I'm just saying though.
Niggas are-
Let's look at let's
Will
just take an objectified look at religion and the status and the state of religion today.
Right.
Because like I said, we're talking about the fact that we're talking about the absolute, right? And we're talking about a jealous God as well.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And the jealous God is more concerned.
what's
He's
crazy.
like, that's my name
That's
that
what's
y'all
crazy.
muddying up out there.
Right.
Right.
You feel me? How is he letting this shit proliferate in the Catholic Church with these priests jugging in his name?
It's
Right.
real.
I ain't seen the motherfucking roof cave in yet.
Nah.
Yeah, that's true.
Them things is study.
Them things sturdy. They got babies in the basement. To this day. To this day. To this day.
To this day.
Okay? I'm just saying, like,
That's true.
They got them in the basement
I
in the
miss
cage
my
like
rent.
you.
I get evicted.
Right.
Why is this justice taking so long?
Right.
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 You know what I'm saying? He mets out punishment quick. He's swift. They tell me he's swift.
Nah.
The fuck is going on? Like, I'm just saying, like, they're giving him a bad name. I'm with the shits. You feel me? Just show me, like, how this thing works.
Yeah.
I don't see it working. My people had to toil in the field. You know what I'm saying?
With the same and getting fed the information
They had to
of
toil in
this
the
Bible that you
field.
beat us with and saying that it's in the good book. Oh, it's in the good book for me to beat you.
They said God takes care of fools and babies.
Man.
They raping the babies, though. You know what I'm saying? And there's a fool in the White House.
Right.
Who got the people's best interests at heart? And why is God not defending his honor and his name? You know what I'm saying? I got questions.
Who got the answers? Who got the answer, Sway?
Yeah, man.
So,
And I mean, and that's even the tip of the iceberg. That's even before you start questioning all the parables or the stories in this book, because it tends to be people who are typically religious or are Bible thumpers, so to speak,
We
or
was
whatever.
gonna initially had this conversation with us, the real
Right,
true
right.
Christian, you know,
Right,
what I'm
right,
saying? Quoting them scriptures. So you
Right,
know what I'm saying?
right,
You're
right.
asking them questions,
You
they be
know,
like,
they be
well,
knowing.
it says it right here
In Corinthians
in Matthew,
17, right?
bruh.
I don't know none of them, but I mean, you know, it's those that keep me mindful, because in my personal experience, you know, those are usually the first ones to do dirt, and then they go to that to hide behind it.
Oh, but that's what the Bible for, though. I mean, the religion for that, Christianity for real. You know what I'm saying? More than Islam or something. But,
And what was dangerous about it, because it's so ingrained and it's so powerful. Just speaking against it is almost
Sacrilege.
Yeah, it's blasphemy.
blasphemous. You are demonic.
Boy,
to
don't get
some,
struck by those
you
lightning,
know?
boy.
And you could be nothing further from look. I'm from love. I am love. I'm literally last name Love, and my birthday is 2 days after Valentine's. So, you know what I mean? I didn't mean to have to drop it like that. Shout out to all the hearts. I see y'all.
I was born on November 14th, so that's 9 months exactly.
Why they see that was
For
When?
Valentine's.
You
right?
9 months to the date
To the dot.
of Valentine's. I was conceived on that thing.
Right. You know.
Love child.
And I think it's been used against people when it shouldn't be. If at the end, like, I don't question anybody's way to get to the top of the mountain. However we get to the top of the mountain, that's what matters. And I like to think that God would be love, if you're gonna try to give it any sort of tangible or some sort of conceptual, something you could wrap your brain around, because I really don't think the true concept of what that, you know what I mean? We are not capable as these miniature biological creatures on this very minuscule scale are even able to use our brains enough to understand any of that shit. You know what I mean? To even really, do that make sense, or I just sounded crazy?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You
You with me, Blue? Please tell me you with me, Blue.
You don't sound crazy, because somebody she said, don't worry about what you don't understand.
Real,
right?
Real. Appreciate it.
And not. I'm just saying, like, that would be the narrative that they hit us with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, in church.
Right.
But they be like,
Faith.
son, you just don't get it and you ain't supposed to get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What we need from you is your motherfucking faith.
Right.
That shit
Right.
need to be blind as a bat.
Exactly.
Okay? Put them blindfolds on, Bird Box, and just follow me.
Exactly. Real shit.
You know what I mean?
Real shit.
And my whole thing is like this, though. If I'm who you say I am, you know what I'm saying? And I came here to be a problem solver, right? And I have this apparatus that is moving me and animating me called mind, and you told me that mind is all and all is mine, right? Then technically there's nothing that I should not be able to problem solve or figure out with this mind of mine.
Right.
So you're going against the whole aspect of what you're telling me that I have been imbued with. Because my assignment on this planet, now going back to spirituality, is man, know thyself.
Yeah. Yep.
So how can
So
I
is that
go
what
about
spirituality is? Know thyself? Is that what spirituality
that.
is?
it's part of it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
More
But
like Buddhism, more of the Buddhism part of it. I like
we
maybe.
we can say
Oh, but
yeah,
that's Buddhism.
you know,
That religion? That's a religion. But you know what I mean? That type of shit. Okay, I'm sorry. But you know what I mean? Just the introspection. You know what I'm trying to.
Look at Blue.
I'm learning. Blue, like, goddamn, I thought we was making progress.
So this whole aspect of man, know thyself, right? And you're telling me that God is in me, right? Psalms
As
82
above,
verse
so
6.
below.
Ye are gods. So you're telling me that ye are gods. You're telling me as a drop of the ocean is to the entire ocean, as am I to this creative force. So how am I supposed to go about the business of knowing myself if there's questions that you telling me I ain't supposed to be asking?
Right.
Right. Okay.
Right? So this shit is nonsensical to anybody who has this thinking
Actual
apparatus
brain,
to be like, yo, this shit makes no sense.
Yeah, the actual
You feel me?
aptitude, yeah.
You hiding something. I'm from the streets. I know when I'm being finessed.
Right.
Right.
Super
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And them people in them institutions is being finessed. They being finessed. Now, there might be certain dictates and mandates that are activating if you abide by them, right? Because it deals with that whole aspect of moral character, right?
Okay.
You should not be piping down your neighbor's wife.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You should be your brother's keeper.
All right.
You know what I mean? Thou shalt not kill unless, you know what I'm saying, your life is in jeopardy or a nigga head deserves to roll.
All right.
Right? Like, let's say I got a daughter and somebody all cows them and the whole fucking world is watching my baby getting peed on. You're dead.
Right.
You're dead.
And I'm damn sure not finna be on the show like,
You're
I mean,
dead.
we was
Open
at the
the
show
fucking
with her.
cage.
Throwing
Then
rocks
she
at
went
the
up
window
there,
and shit.
and then
Yeah.
he was feeling on it and stuff.
Her
But then
daddy
he
playing guitar on the album.
Right.
I probably make more money off your album than you, cause Kels don't get no more money, right? He sold his rights. So daddy up there like, nigga,
Damn.
I got this BMI check coming. You feel me? So
Wow.
like the things that we're talking
They
about
repent
and the
for
scope
it.
in which we're talking about them are not Christ-like. And this man makes Christian music as well.
Right.
This man puts himself in that. So I'm saying, like, this is an easy conversation to have,
Right.
In terms of religion versus spirituality. You got niggas that got religion, got that shit looking crazy.
Right.
You
Right.
feel me? So, and these supposed to be them times,
Right.
right?
Right.
And if anybody in this country was Christ-like or had the spirit of Christ in them, they'll be hopping over that fence to 1600 Pennsylvania to
Right.
get the fucking Antichrist up out of there. You know what I'm saying? And would gladly get sent up and go home. Why are you trying to hold on to this kingdom that's not yours? Because guess what? Satan's children out here looking hella good. Right? They look good. What God
so
children
intense.
look like? They dusty.
Doing
Doing
bad.
bad out here.
Struggling. Lord help me, Lord
They not
Jesus,
living their
please,
best
God.
life.
Right. God, please help
They
me.
not living their best life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
I'm living my worst
They
life.
living their worst life. So
I ain't got cash and I ain't got bitches. I'm living my worst life. I ain't got cash and I
You know
ain't got
what I'm
bitches. I'm sorry.
So, you know, then I would have to, and I'm saying that in the lens of which we evaluate what success looks like in said country. Because you have, once again, you got these converging roads that are running that are ultimately going to crash into one another, where people that are dealing with religious doctrines and things of that nature, right, to deal with mandates and doctrines, you feel me? Their success could be like, look, I make my prayers 5 times a day. I'm not looking for material wealth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's in the church be like, look, you know what I'm saying? I got a good Christian home. We mind our business. I'm just getting ready to reunite with my Lord. You feel me? Somebody that's Jewish could be like, look, my son made bar mitzvah. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the world but not of it. So you can't judge me if I don't have a 50
Sounds
car
like that, right.
garage or what have you. That's not what I'm here for. You know, we have the tendency to evaluate other people through, you know, through
our
foggy
lens,
lenses.
right.
You dig what I'm saying? So
And
I'm
not to
being
cut you-
facetious when I say that. When I made that comparison, I'm not qualified to judge what your level of success is or how you look in the eyes of your Christ or your God or whoever. You feel me? I'm just saying we live in a society where minding other people's business is just what we do.
Right.
You feel me?
Now you saying be the case.
Now, yeah.
Not to before you go off, because he's so dope. And so the concept of what he was talking about is for me personally, that was me looking at going to the top of the mountain. If God or being God-like or the highest image of what we are all talking about is here, the top of the pyramid. You know, so I like the fact that Christians, if you're going to take anything from it, that they have the belief of forgiveness. Like no matter what you do, you can be forgiven. No matter how that is, the idea of that, I love it. You know what I mean? Muslims.
Like turning the cheek. You mean?
Just
Exactly.
no, not necessarily turning the cheek.
what's wrong
but
with our
if,
community,
but if
brother.
I trespass against somebody, I would want to be forgiven for my trespasses, as forgive them as they trespass against me. Even though it's hard, that ability to try to empathize or to show that same sort of love, or it's power. It's
That happens though.
not that often.
That's how you feel, though.
But that's how I feel about
Right.
Christianity. But I mean, I like the idea of that.
No,
If
I'm
I'ma
saying-
I like the idea of being able to have like at
But-
the end of the day, like if you killed somebody, you might have. If you're really sorry and really repentance, I like repenting of that. I'd like to have the idea of like, you know, you can be forgiven. I don't know if that's really possible, but
Nana
I'm
gonna
just saying
forgive
just
you.
the
Like the
idea
idea
of that.
Nana
So
might.
I would take that, you know, that little bit of Christianity, you know what I'm saying? And then when you mention like Buddhism, I like the idea of introspection and being able to self-mastery, right? That's what that's about. So I take those and you know, and then I like Muslim beliefs. Not, I don't believe in blowing yourself up and shit. That's crazy. But that level of devoutness, the getting down to pray every day several times, if you had that type of focus or that type of level of faith or discipline,
No pork?
you'd be yeah. I mean, they're so disciplined. If you had that and applied that to other shit, think about how productive you would be. How much more, you know what I'm saying? So it's just different things from these religions I think you could take, but none of
make
that
your
I
own.
could ever. Yeah, and make it your own
Just mix
pizza
it up,
pie or
just-
something like that. If that made sense. I'm just saying.
Put a little
You know what I
here
mean?
there.
Yeah. I mean, I hope that made sense. I mean, but that's how I always seen it. But I'm not even a religious person.
Just
I stepped
vision
away from
board
that.
or
Yeah, and I'm
religion.
definitely more spiritual. And I guess that would lead into that. So how would one start finding themselves wanting if I'm becoming dissolute, or if I'm wanting to get away from this religious I was gonna say cool. If I wanted to get away from this idea of religion or whatever, what do I do now? So then now what, Blue Pill? Like, where do I go? What is this spirituality y'all talking about? Why do I see people with crystals and mala beads and ankhs and you know what I mean? This is a conversation I needed to have with you. I couldn't have someone else come here and feeding people bullshit.
Right.
You know? So,
And there's no one way to answer that question.
for
You know what
sure.
I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Right.
And
People-
everybody always
right.
learn on your own. This is not the end all be all.
No,
Do
I'm,
your own
I'm
research.
just saying that
Okay.
you know, people have a tendency to think that spirituality is very aloof and it just deals with, I'm gonna burn some incense,
Right.
I'm gonna get some crystals. No, there's applications that come along with that too. You know what I'm saying? There's traditional systems, African traditional systems, that one would say that spirituality that deal with, once again, specific dictates, specific practices. And when you're talking about spirituality, the root word of it is spirit. You know what I'm saying? And spirits have names. So it's not as random as people would have you believe. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people use that verbiage, but they're not telling you, well, what spirit are you calling on? You know what I'm saying? And what does that spirit require? You feel me? Because spirits are very braggadocious. You know what I'm saying? Spirits are very much assertive.
In
and
your
they,
face,
they
yeah.
want to be known. They announce
Right.
themselves.
Yeah.
They're not passive. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And they want some recompense. Like,
Yeah.
like, you called me? You know what I'm saying?
You was y'all
What you got
conjuring
for
me
me?
up?
What
I
you
see
got
that
for
Ouija
Got
board.
for me.
Let me get some.
You understand? So, in that respect, you know what I mean? Because, you know, for the most part, if I was to look at us and say, you know, we do derive from a level of African ancestry, then we would be talking about returning to some level of African spirituality. You know, some of it is dealing with the ancestors. You know, they have Ifa and they have different systems. You know, some of it is dealing with the whole aspect of animus, you know, dealing with nature directly. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, you have other aspects of spirituality that people identify with that might be what's considered the more aloof aspects, you know, where they like, well, I just got these stones, you know what I'm saying? And I
Right.
burn my
I got the-
sage.
I got a
and
salt lamp.
Take my,
I
I
got
got
a
my
salt
salt
lamp.
lamp and I take my baths.
Right.
And, you feel me? We don't kill animals because we love animals, and I'm a vegan. You know, I'm a plant spiritualist.
One of
You
them
dig what I'm
Sephora joints.
saying?
One of them Sephora type joints.
And I'm not coming at them, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that aspect of practice is very relatively new. So we don't necessarily know what's gonna come out of that. You
It's
know what I'm
levels.
saying?
It's levels.
It's levels to it. And some people is on there, yo, I got a direct channel to God. I don't need no intermediaries.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I am God.
Exactly.
There you go.
Right.
You feel me? Some people is, you know, some people are adherents to the lessons. You know what I mean? Shout out to the nations of the gods and earth. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out.
Shout out, you know, NOI, dealing with that black God, you know what I'm saying, theology. Shout out to my brother, Dr. Wesley Muhammad. Shout out to Rizza Islam. Shout out to
Shout out.
Brother Ben X.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
definitely. Them brothers.
In the nation.
The FOI.
You know what I mean? In the FOI.
Yep.
You know, they have ways that they adhere to that self-activating principle that they identify self as God. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, then there are other people that are from the continent that say, God, what the fuck is that? Like, who's that?
Right.
That's a newcomer. That's a new, you know what I mean? That's somebody that just came on the block. That's not even what we call that. So you have all of this mad different
Misinformation.
roads crossing, and one person, you know, want to cancel the other person out.
Right,
X, Y, and Z. You know, like I said, I just like the instructions, man, know thyself.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Okay.
And whatever tunnel that you go down, you know what I'm saying, to end up on that big court, you know, you might end up on this team, you might end up on that team. It's gonna lead you somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? Your inquiries, you know, and your search, and you peeling back the layers is gonna give you the answers that you're looking for. I myself personally, I've traveled through many schools, and I picked up a little bit of everything in my travels, and I don't have nothing negative to say about any of my experiences.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, you can adapt.
I'm not.
values
Yeah, I'm
and
not
principles and all
bitter
that.
by my
About the bad things
experiences.
that happen.
Right.
Exactly.
I don't have no. There's nothing bad for me to speak on.
I'm supposed to learn from
You
it,
feel
and
me?
then I learned from it and actually was happy at it.
The only thing that I didn't get out of my experiences was my own personal shortcomings, based on what I was willing to put forth to get out of that experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
some people could be like, yo, but you know, you sold a pipe dream to say, yo, you gotta pray 5 times a day and your reward is gonna be in the afterlife. You know what I'm saying? And you might be fed up after 7 or 8 years and be like,
Right.
I don't smoke some weed. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I can't smoke
Yeah.
no blunt.
I can't smoke no blunts.
You done fucked up, my son.
right.
You can't get in now, son.
Hey, right.
You know, and you don't want to be an adherent to the strictness of this world. Because let me tell you something. The most powerful religion in this country is
Money.
Americanism.
It's money.
Oh, I was gonna say politics.
Yeah,
It's
capitalism.
Americanism,
Right.
right? It's Americanism. And that shit kind of challenges everything that exists in its circumference, in its presence, right? Because they tell you that the church and the state are separate. But the church put a gun in your hand and tell you, nigga, go kill somebody. But your books say thou shalt not kill, but you over in Iraq gunning niggas down
Right.
Right.
for reasons that you don't know, right?
That's true.
Because you pay taxes to a country that you got a card saying you're a citizen of.
Yeah.
You don't know what the agenda is, right?
Right.
They not gonna be there for you when you run into Peter at the gate.
Right. So,
So,
Chuck Love.
Yeah.
All that say.
yeah, we got a lot. Yeah, check this one off.
You were doing.
We got vouchers.
Right,
Then they
right.
got comp tickets for the niggas.
Right.
Like, let him in, let him in, let him in. He's good. He's good. How many guy with you?
Hey y'all. Hey man.
I'm gonna need you to step to the side, brother. I'm gonna need you to step to the side,
See
brother.
if they gon-
I'm gonna need you to step to the side, brother.
I'm gonna need you to step to the side. You know what I'm
if they-
saying?
But look, no, man, I'm supposed to get it. No, I'm gonna need you to step to the side,
Got
bro.
a rifle on you.
I'm gonna go in the
step to
car,
the
y'all.
side.
I'm gonna go to the car, y'all. Y'all gonna hit me up when y'all about to come out. They go somewhere else after
Hold
this
on.
too, bro.
This ID is fake.
Nigga couldn't get in the club. Can we go somewhere after this, y'all? With Arian.
You got
I'm
the
gonna
wrong
sleep in the
entrance.
car, man. I'm
You
gonna
got
wait
the
till
wrong
y'all
spot,
get
bro.
out.
You had the wrong entrance.
right. But no, straight up.
You got the wrong answer. Go around the black. No, down there. Yeah,
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
going.
So basically, okay, so religion, spirituality. Now, what's the difference from spirituality and metaphysics?
Let's see. That's a whole nother enchilada. I think metaphysics would be a little bit more of the scientific way of going about it. So you got different
Yeah,
types of physics,
yeah,
and this would be more
yeah.
like the measuring or the actual.
Metaphysics, I would say, is an application that exists within the sphere of spirituality.
Right.
Okay.
It's what
You know
makes it
what I'm
like
saying?
quantifiable, like so we can
Right.
measure, understand it in tangible
Right.
terms. I wish, or maybe, yeah.
But metaphysics within itself is not necessarily spirituality.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you might have scientists that are dealing with metaphysics and they're not religious or spiritual.
Right.
It's a practice.
Right.
Science is a religion all unto itself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, metaphysics is just those things, like he said, the quantifiable aspects of the things that don't fit within the small box that is religion.
So I be seeing these memes and they got these chakras, you know what I'm saying? They different colors and, you know, people, you know, line them up on their bodies or face or something like that, and then they be having these moons come around and then they like, I gotta go charge my crystals and put them in some salt or clean them or something. Like what is that? Like in my interpretation before, I would have thought that would be those stones should be like conduits, right? Maybe like, you know, because I used to have them and people would be like, so what do you pray to them? What do you pray to your rocks?
Talk to him.
You talk to them?
Sometimes.
Right. That was like sometimes, like I mean, meditating and be like, hey, this week we're going to be able to. So, but I would like to think these are like different conduits, maybe that can work with certain areas properly more so than others or something. I don't know. How does that work? And of course, I know
Yeah,
y'all. I'm doing
right.
it for y'all who don't get it. If you ain't understood it by now.
There's a correspondence that we have to the earth and to this planet in particular. We are primarily composed of stardust.
Yep.
Right? We have a mineral composition.
Carbon,
So
neutrons, electrons,
these stones,
photons.
you know, are coinciding with the color coded aspects of where they say these chakras are or where they exist. You know what I'm saying? Because colors have vibrations,
Yep.
and these chakra systems vibrate in a particular way. So my throat chakra, which is blue, right, has a resonance that deals with, or it can pretty much coincide with, let's say, blue lace agate. You know what I'm saying? Which is a stone that helps you with communication.
In fact, let's pull my things
feel
out
me?
while we talk about it. Yeah.
So, I would say that would be with the connection, the correlation with color-specific stones and how they work with color-specific chakras.
Right, right.
And then, you know, so we get into this area where religion would be like, well, that's heresy. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
exactly.
But then you could get into a level of science that now they have the cameras that can show you that you actually have these particular, you know, light node sensors. You feel me? And they can be like, whoa, hold on.
They can show
You know
the
what I mean?
frequencies.
Yeah, your
all that.
aura. They got the aura
Right.
cameras that can show frequencies. You know what I'm saying? You have different bodies.
Because your aura
You know
is
what I'm
basically,
saying?
in science terms, it's like your magnetic field, basically.
That's what I'm. Yeah. So
Right.
your magnetic field. That's what I'm saying. You have these different bodies that emit from your person, right? That are magnetic fields, and these things can actually be induced and influenced by music, tuning forks, right? There's different sciences that can show that, you know, you can actually affect a person by dealing with their outer body. Now, you know, a person that is stoic and stuck inside of the book, inside of a dogmatic religion, they're not going to hear nothing that I got to
Right.
say.
They're not in
about
that
this.
frequency. They're not,
You know what I'm
they're not
saying?
in
Yeah,
that
they're
frequency.
not here for that conversation because they like, that child,
Oh, that's foreign. You might as well speak
that
in,
stuff
like
sound like
in
the
South
devil.
Charlie
Africa.
Brown.
That sound
people.
like the devil.
What's that?
You might be talking like Charlie Brown and them for whatever.
Yeah.
that-
Lionel.
That sound like you talking about that stuff that come from the devil. That's how he got Joseph
Yeah.
in them.
You got to get out the
Me
house.
him.
You got to get out the house.
Right.
Right.
But I'm like, nah, it's quantifiable. You know, you're not looking in that place.
Yep.
Just because you don't know it, don't mean that
It ain't
it
real.
ain't
Or ain't
real.
there.
Ain't no science on
Yeah.
it.
Right.
You can't hear
You feel me?
107.9 when you
Just
listen to
'cause you might consider
87.7.
Right, right.
You know what I'm
metaphysical,
saying?
though.
you can't necessarily push it to the disposable bin, because Christianity is based on two figures that had supernatural occurrences. Well, more than two. We're talking about Jesus had one hell of a fine supernatural occurrence, right? But Paul and Constantine both said that they had supernatural sightings of apparitions that came to them and gave them instructions of which they went forward, and Christianity is what it is today, based on that supernatural, you know what I'm saying?
Exchange.
Metaphysical
Right.
exchange
Right.
that they had
Based off a dream,
with spirit or apparitions, because it wasn't angels,
Right.
right? With Constantine, they came and they said, conquer in the name of the sword, and they gave him the cross.
He gave
And
him the cross, and it was actually the date.
Yeah.
It's 10/27.
Right. And he went out into this very
I
day.
didn't know that.
It's my birthday.
We are dealing with
That's why you knew
Christendom.
that.
That's why I knew that.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
We're dealing with Christendom, right? And the force that Christendom has enacted to spread Christianity, right, around the world to pagans and heathens. Is what they call it in the dictates that was enacted or set forth by the papal bull. This is what they call a doctrine of discovery. So when Columbus came and he said, I discovered America, he's not utilizing the language that we identify with. He's
Right.
talking about the doctrine of discovery, which was a papal bull issued by the Pope to say anywhere that you find people at
Sorry.
what they call heathens are those that have not accepted Christ as their Lord and Savior.
Oh yeah.
And he
that's
said,
what he called
yeah.
it when he landed it.
Anywhere that
Said
the
people
Christian
said-
kings have not been and
They
have
know
not
what it was.
subjugated people under Christianity, you are to subjugate them, you know what I'm saying? Under the sword, take their land,
Give him that work.
give them that work. You dig what I'm saying? And that's that.
Okay.
And then Paul, of course, on the road to Damascus, had his experience with the apparition, you know what I mean, that thus made him change his whole direction, and he ended up writing the Bible. We live under Pauline Christianity, you know what I'm saying? And he was very mystical. He infused all of them, the Eucharist and a bunch of other stories was dealing with different pieces that he pulled from pagan religions, because when they had brought Christianity to the people that were around, they were still dealing with quote unquote paganism, and they had to insert the things that they was dealing with in order to get them on board.
But Blue Pill, what is paganism? I hear people during Christmas time say pagan religion. I'm not going to celebrate that. What is pagan?
I know it was stupid for me to ask like that, but I wanted to do
Nah,
it like
it's not
that.
stupid for you to ask, but
They gonna think you're
You know,
retarded for real.
I'm not. I like the
paganism to them is that
I am
which is
retarded.
not Christian. You know what I'm saying? That which does not come under the dictates of Christianity. So they, they bastardize it by giving it that label. These are pagans. These are heathens. You know what I'm saying?
Anything but Christianity.
Right.
If you believed in anything
Anything
else
but
other
Christianity.
than
It's kind of like
Christianity,
ritualistic, like on some
know what I'm
pre,
saying?
like on some pre-Old Testament or something. Like, right?
Saracens and heathens is what they came over here looking for. The Saracens are Moors because they were dealing with the Crusades, and they had just put the Moors down in 1592 in the Battle of Granada, of which Columbus was present with Ferdinand and Isabella. You know what I mean? And they took the Moorish sailors and they came over here looking for Saracens and heathens, and it's all in their documentation.
Now people
I ain't
think
making this up.
the Moors are from Morocco. That's not true, right? Like
Yeah,
all
they're
Moors,
from
like they,
Spain.
when you hear Moor, you just
hear
think
about it.
people say
What is
Morocco,
Moor?
but
Like
that would be a
black from
Moroccan
Spain.
though, right?
Like black people from Spain? Is that what a Moor is? Black people from Spain?
Northern Africa, but
Okay.
Well, you have Moroccans who are from Morocco, and you had a Moorish Empire which spanned, through the Iberian Peninsula, which was Spain and Portugal. You know what I'm saying? And then you had different remnants of that empire all around the world.
Right.
And that's what
right.
they were in pursuit of.
right. But they try to only tie it to like a lot of people think of it like when they hear the word Moor, they just automatically think, oh, it was straight Morocco. You know what I'm saying? Like it's I thought it was a lot larger than that too. Or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot larger than that. You know
I
what
mean,
But you know how people try to buy that. They try to buy into that sovereignty myth and all that junk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can definitely say this is a conversation that can be talked about.
Oh, this the rabbit hole.
eons.
This the
is
rabbit
just
hole.
like the
This the zeitgeist.
the very tip.
Yeah,
of the
man.
iceberg, and definitely have to have a second part to this show.
Let me ask you, you a Christian?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't consider myself as a Christian. I've gone through, just like anyone else, I've gone through and studied here and there and took a look in here and there. And, I definitely don't knock anyone for, you got to do what you have to do to get to the top,
Right.
I think, if it helps to you, evolve you into a better person.
If knowing
if that's what it
thyself
takes. Yeah.
deals with going down that road, either voluntarily or under the strict direction of your folks, because in order to know something about yourself per se, your first initial contact is with your family.
Yep.
So you like, damn, if I want to know a little bit more about Nana, or if Papa was a preacher or a pastor, what have you,
Right.
then you're gonna do as your family do. You know what I'm saying? To learn more about who these people are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which is
And then-
extremely important. How do
Yeah.
you ever expect to know if you don't know who your parents are or who your relatives are?
Right.
Like,
these are your chromosomes.
your chromosomes.
You
Right.
might be imbued with a whole different spirit,
Yeah.
Right.
but this avatar,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
It's in your Dana.
It's composed, you spent 9 months in that womb. Mitochondrial DNA say you more like her than anybody else.
Right.
So if this is what she was doing, if this was she was reading, if this where her love is, her heart is at, you know what I'm saying? Then I think that, you should do yourself a favor and get to know a little bit something about what that system is all about. Now, if you come of age and you're deciding that your path has led you somewhere else and you want to get into this or you want to get into that, whatever this or that is, because I'm not here to tell you how to live your life or what road to go down. I tell you, I've journeyed down many a road, all voluntarily. I wasn't, forced into any corners.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I wanted to know more about myself, and I found remnants of myself in everything.
Likewise, I can
Yeah, about the
honestly
same,
say,
yeah.
yeah. I
found
grew up
remnants
that
of
way. My
myself in
parents
everything.
didn't force me to
And
go to church.
had I been a strict adherent to certain dogmatic principles that I came across with, I would I would say, yeah, there's a better aspect of myself that I probably could have manifested.
All right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna beat up on myself. I love me,
Yep.
but there's things that I learned in those systems that was dope. I didn't have to discipline.
All right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? When I was incarcerated, I was a strict Sunni Muslim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I had miracle type things happen.
Wow.
I've been in bonds and jams, you know what I mean, that I couldn't wiggle out of. And I prayed like, man, Christ, listen, man, if you come through on it,
this right.
Marlon,
No more.
Right. It's the last
Right.
time.
this is the last
I'm
time.
gonna get
Last
drunk.
one.
Never again. Marlon,
Till next week, nigga.
they call you. You know what I'm saying? I've been called on. I've had quite a few miracles happen. You know what I mean? Only, like I said, later on in life for them to tell me, well, that was you that did it all. You the big homie. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, great, cool. You feel me? But, I know how to, you know what I'm saying, when I needed to really get that help that me per se couldn't wiggle me out of.
Right.
And I used that get out of jail free card. You know what I'm saying? I needed to get out of the jams. I could testify and say, yo, I bear witness that shit worked. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, I don't know what it means to you. I'm just telling you my life story and what I have experienced. And, you know what I mean? I wanna be a better person. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? At the end
At
of
the
the
end of the
day,
day, that's what it's about.
for what
Right.
for what it's worth. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a better person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to, every time that I look at myself in the mirror, I could be pleased to know that I did everything humanly possible to get the most out of this experience.
Right.
And I didn't short sell myself. You feel me? And I didn't have to bring harm to anybody else to
get there,
get
yeah.
there. You know what I'm saying? I never sold a piece of crack in my life, and I'm not shitting on people that have.
Right.
But I'm just like, yo, I always wanted to find. I was always convinced that there was another way. I always wanted to find another way. You know what I mean? And I'm still moving with that same spirit. You know what I'm
Still
saying?
learning, still
That
growing,
I'm like,
still
I'm still
evolving.
learning, I'm still growing, and I'm always like, there has to be a better way.
Yeah. Yep. And there it
You know what I'm
is.
saying? There has
And
to
then
be
it's
a better
numerous
way.
ways. I think what's the dope is, if I could say it, it's infinite. It's really the limitation is our own minds, you know, and the ability to attain these, you know, alternative paths of being able to create, you know.
So, you know, cosmophysics, which we call astrology, that has been paramount in my self-development. Numerology, paramount in my self-development. You know what I'm saying?
Numerology. I need to get into that.
Me, you know, dealing with different aspects of Judaism by way of Kabbalah, you know what I'm saying, and gematria, you know, help me in my decoding. You know, all of these things, once again, I'm able to see myself or the potentialities of what I met
Make and learn.
of what I can manifest of. You know what I'm saying? If I'm willing to put in the work. So it all comes down to the work, people. I don't care what you call yourself. I don't care what school you end up in. I don't care what path you follow. You know what I'm saying? This shit is, you know, you have to be willing to do the work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be willing to get lost in the work.
Oh,
You have to
it's
be
rabbit
so
hole. It never
motherfuckers.
stopped.
Yeah.
It never stopped. man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I had to
I've
stray
dealt
off
with,
of that.
yeah.
You gonna have
I've
opposition.
studied occult. You know what I'm saying? I've got things out of that. I've done the craft work. You know what I'm saying? Done it all.
Yeah.
And what I was willing to offer up is what I got out of it. You know what I'm saying? The minute that I try to cut a corner, the minute that I got lazy, you know what I'm saying? I had to start again. I had to start all over. And some people is not built for that. You dig what I'm saying?
So numerology and gematria, that's slightly different, or is it a big difference?
It's a big difference.
Oh, okay.
Not,
I just know some- I just know the values used to
by
come up
me
different.
saying it's a big difference, don't mean it's that particular separate or that is that much of a gulf. It's just a different application.
Right.
One is dealing with numbers. One is dealing with numbers and letters
Right.
by way of names and how that forms. The root word of gematria is geometry.
Right.
Right? The etymology of gematria is geometry. So words have geometry. Words have shape. You know what I'm saying? So it's just taking numbers on another level.
Right. I see. I thought numerology did that with the words too. So gematria, when you're dealing with the words, I mean, when you look like your name or something, you break down the numerology, get your life path number and all that. That's gematria.
Yes and no.
Like, yeah, that's why I say it's kind of gray area. I be seeing them, like, you know what I'm saying, like kind of
Yeah.
in the same chapter, basically. You know what I'm saying, like. But yeah, that's basically them like the cheat codes right there, though.
People be like, oh, 1111, oh, 33333.
Yeah, that's me.
33444.
I got them angel numbers. I be on that joint hard. My daughter.
I think mine is
Right,
1, 2,
I
3,
do know
4.
about 11.
Mine's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mine's is 44.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, so when that start though? That 44 though.
What does that mean?
Like for you, when you really start
09.
peaking that? 09?
Yeah, it's been 10 years.
Okay.
Going on 10 years. I was putting together a lecture called Blueprint 322. And I had a Kabbalist on one side teaching me, and I had an astrologist on the other side teaching me. And I kept coming into this number, you know, in my research, and I was just like, I like how that shit look. I like how it feels. I like what it's saying to me. You know what I'm saying? I just jive with it, you know what I mean? And I stuck with it. I started doing more and more research, and it started communicating with me, right? Through symbolism, not talking to me directly,
Right.
but, you know,
Start seeing
same
that.
way that it showed up for other people, license plates or receipts, clocks and shit like that.
Jay-Z
Well, I'm like,
CD
yo,
or some shit.
I don't believe in coincidence. So I'm just like, why am I waking up all the time and turning around and seeing this number? What the fuck is that about?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm taught, because of my study and my research, that you follow patterns. You don't ignore patterns, you follow patterns. Because, you know, patterns supersede what we consider to be coincidence.
Right.
Patterns in nature show you that something is trying to communicate with you. And my grandfather primed me for this conversation by imbuing the importance of the number 4 to me. He said, 4 is the only number. Now we're talking about numbers are exponential. He said only one number in the world do this. You can add the same integers and you can multiply the same integers to come up with the same number. So 2 plus 2 equals 4. 2 times 2 equals 4. And I was just like, as simple as that might seem, it was deep to me,
Right.
and I wanted to know more. So when the 44s came around, I was just like,
Like, I like
"It's
that.
2 4s.
I like that.
There's something here. Yeah, I like that.
Right.
This is a mirror. This is a twin. You know what I'm saying? And
Right,
I just kept hitting.
Yeah.
I just kept digging, and that shit. You know, they say you take 2 steps towards God to take you take 1 step towards God to take 2 towards you, or the Creator, or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Let's not get caught up in semantics, family. Whatever you want to call that creative force, that creative intelligence, right? So 44 to me is the inconclusive evidence that there is an intelligence in this universe that communicates. You know
Which
what I'm
I
saying?
thoroughly believe.
Right.
That's what it is to
I
me.
thoroughly believe that.
It means different things to different God damn it. Blue Blood Moon and Logs 2020 and 3-Headed Monster family. You need to check that out this weekend. We're gonna be in Brooklyn at Nicholas Brooklyn. That's in Bed-Stuy. You could go to Eventbrite under Brooklyn events and you could put in Twin Pillars. It'll bring up all the information. You want to be in the building for that. I got all kind of information. You know what I'm saying? All of it is imperative and important. We're going to do the knowledge. We're going to break it down. We're going to peel it back layer by layer. We're going to go in
And that's this Saturday,
Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday.
MLK weekend. Now, MLK is a 44 resonator. He was assassinated on April 4th, 1968. Right? I have 3 King 44 resonators. Right? Biggie, Martin Luther King. They all have kings and dreams. In you know what I'm saying? Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream. 4468. Right? Biggie Smalls, King of New York, kicking the door, waving the 4-4. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
you
then we
roll up,
have
Biggie.
Barack Obama, who Dreams of the Father was the book that he put out to kind of popularize and got the world to know him. He's the king of kings because he is not only was the leader of the free world, 44th president,
yeah.
but he also was a Leo. You know what I'm saying? And that's my 3 king prophecy. So I take these motifs in religion and I have fun with them. I don't disrespect or desecrate them.
Exactly.
I modernize
Exactly.
it to say,
Right.
look, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like the whole concept of a
Yeah.
living testament.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah,
we
my
are
beliefs.
living
My beliefs do
testaments.
not shun any other beliefs. It doesn't
Right.
knock off or
And I was named Paul. My mother's not religious.
like,
you
you
feel
believe
me?
what you want to believe, right?
My name
sister's
is
super
Paul. My
religious,
brother's
right?
name is Philip. You know what I'm saying? We have biblical names. So,
Okay.
in order for me to know myself, I have to go through that.
Yeah.
I had to go there. Now, Paul's mission started in 44 AD in Antioch. How the fuck you do that? How you do that? So, you know what I'm saying? And all through the Bible is 44 coded, left by Paul. All through the Bible. I can show you Galatians 4:4. Go read it. Go look it up. Look it up. Look it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is deep, man.
It is, man.
It's deep. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just appreciative. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I want this for everybody. I want everybody to come into a full grasp of who they are and know that, you know, more important than anything, your imagination is everything.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah,
Don't
man.
let these people fucking limit you into mediocrity.
Right.
Like, live your largest and your biggest dream. Pop that blue pill. Like,
Right.
get in your dream state, god damn it.
And get answers to them questions. If you got a question about yourself that you don't know, go find it.
Right.
Whatever it means.
I
wherever
don't
that
think people
leads you.
doing their research like that now. I think like you got a lot of people that's like they're more
Mean.
receptive to
They-
everything right
they-
now, and they're more aware because it's just like trendy now. It gets passed around, but like you said, they're getting it from memes.
Right.
Like people, like, they
Niggas is
learn
believing from memes.
People
They get it from memes.
People are reading memes.
Right.
Like,
and
what
and
the-
taking and doing and making real
Yeah.
life decisions
Shout
and
out,
actions
shout
off
out
of
to
that.
my master teachers. You know what I'm
Like-
saying? I grew up during the time when we had the 11-hour lectures.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like back,
I'm
like
spoiled.
you can't go. Like I don't think people are gonna go in now. Like back in the day. Like how you talking about back when it was about 10 to 20 years ago, or whatever.
Different time.
Like when it was Dr. Phil Valentine, Francis Cress Wilson, you know what I'm saying?
Hemmett, yeah,
yeah, Bobby Hemmett,
Bobby.
all these, you know, like Zeitgeist bust me wide open. Like when
Right.
that's what did it to me.
That was
My
the first
homeboy-
one. Zeitgeist.
You remember when like I was all the way crazy.
Right,
Like
right.
I had
We
went to
did
the
it when
point
we was kids.
I was like, like people had the time back then. Like you really had to search for it. Like you say, it was a DVD.
At the time,
it was
you could rewind. You could.
all day. You be locked in,
Right.
and if your people did
Yeah.
come over,
Yeah.
They start
like
watching
they might
it
just be
back
stopping
on.
by real quick. They might just try to holler at you right quick. You like, hey,
what
hey,
then?
hey, sit down, bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
They
come
get
check this
stuck
out.
in
Come
and
check this
start
out.
watching
Like,
that.
man.
Right.
And they looking at this shit
pack
like,
that.
bro, what you on, man? You like, man, I'm trying to tell you, look, man,
Yeah.
like, and we would go in on it and not leave the
Yeah.
house for like
leave the
for
house.
weeks.
That was
months,
the first one.
years.
Zeitgeist was the first one. That was the first.
But like
shit I've
now,
ever seen
people
that made me
ain't
start
got the
questioning.
time to be. People can't disconnect for longer than the 30
Yeah.
minutes. So it's
We-
like I'm woke. I just read a meme and I'm
I'm
back on
finna
it.
go back to sleep.
I'm back on it.
Right.
It's
Woke
like,
as fuck.
It's like super light. It's like super light woke.
Right.
Diet woke.
Diet woke.
Diet
for
woke.
real.
Diet woke.
At
is
this
red
point,
card.
people
Zero
really need
woke zero, like 0 calories. Like you could be woke and not no
That's
calories.
crazy. You know, we just made a movie where we made the idea of woke a drug. I can't talk about the movie, but
Come
when it
on,
come out,
son.
we'll see. Well, I'll tell you
Call
when
me
we
for
are.
that,
Yeah,
man.
you know what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying. It's crazy. It's you know what I mean. The idea, the concept of being woke. You know what I mean. It's bigger than just actually trying to wear some T-shirts or some hashtags or wearing your hair or rocking clothes a certain type of way, or starting to show up to certain lectures.
I was woke.
mean,
I was woke when Tariq was still pimping and shit.
right. Hey, right.
Okay.
For real.
Okay, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Reek was out
about
here.
that?
You know what I'm saying? Before the mink slide. You know what I mean?
Before Hidden Colors.
Before the hidden colors, which is also something that you must see. You know what I'm saying? That'll also help you along this journey of understanding who we are as black people, what we are, and what we really at least should be focusing on when it comes to mastering ourselves and understanding our place in the world and in the cosmos. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these tools are all different sources of information that you want to just go and look at and then try to learn for yourself. Even the secret before, like, I mean, it's a good
Yeah, that was a
either
long time
book
ago
or
too.
video to watch too. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, and you
Bars.
start.
Yeah, laws
man.
of attraction.
Yeah.
Napoleon Hill.
Bars in there.
Yeah, you know, and so you use these first. Those were like the first 4 or first several things that got us questioning and starting to find answers to these questions. And at the end of the day,
there's answers there.
and there's answers there. There are real
Let's be clear.
answers there
Yeah.
that allow you to build and have more questions, and you get progress and growth and understanding, which is what this whole journey of our
man.
existence is about.
People
You
got to
know,
put that time into it. Though, like that.
Yeah,
though,
I
man.
can't.
It take forever. Once you open that door, like it's
It's-
Pandora's
Ooh.
box. It's,
Right, it
the
is
rabbit
Pandora's
hole.
box now, but it's a great Pandora's box.
I can't put that the answer to life's questions in a pill. You know what I'm saying? It's not no pun intended. You know what I'm saying? But it just don't work like that.
Yep.
You feel me? It's layers, man. It's layers to this thing. You know, I know people that left here and didn't figure it out, and they left in their 80s. You know what I'm saying? But I also know people just like in their teens and they got a grasp on it.
Yeah.
You feel me? Maybe they did that much work in their other life that they came and they had the cheat code. You know what I mean? I know people that are determined.
Them the new ages though.
Yeah, to the new ages. I know people that are determined to never let it go. You know what I'm saying? They're really committed, and because of that, you know, I think that you know, this planet, you know, is gonna see some things. It's gonna see some dope things.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna go through some things to get to some
the
brighter
good things.
days, to
Right,
get to them
right,
good things.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not as far off as people think.
Right.
It's
You know,
darkest before
yeah.
dawn, right?
Darkness before dawn. And you know, like I said, I don't knock religion.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I just want I want Christians to be more Christ-like.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's
And
what it's
I
gonna
don't really understand why you grew up your entire life with your head in that book, but you don't see the correlations nowadays to them very
Practical
things.
life, right? In practical life and
You feel
everyday.
me? There's real things that are going on that's in that book that you could be like, whoa, hold on. This is this, and it like stop throwing quotes at me. Like go in that book and qualify, you know, this real time prophecies of what's taking place, and based on those things, you could become timekeepers and really gauge where this thing is going. You know what I'm saying? And then you might have to mix up in other modalities and spin the wheel of the cosmos to be like, oh, well, when this particular cycle come in, then we're going to be dealing with this. Or you could really understand and see Trump for who he is and not really be emotional because you know,
Right.
oh, he's
Like
here
having
to
an
burn this
almanac.
shit down.
Supposed to use that shit like an almanac.
Right.
He's here to burn this shit down. So the worse you get, the happier you get.
Right.
You feel me? But you done had 2, 3, 4, 5 years to prepare, right? To put together a contingency plan. So if the lights do go out, you feel me? If he do cut off assistant and shit do get a little fuzzy out here, you can provide for your family. You could protect yourself. You could protect your family. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
But, you know, our conversation 20, 30 days into the new year still being about R. Kelly without no clear solutions.
Right.
Like, we
It's
haven't
gonna
come
keep
up
moving.
with
It's
nothing
about to
for
keep
these
moving.
babies.
Right.
You feel me? That's going to put us in a very
Precarious situation.
precarious situation.
Now we
Because,
slipping down that slippery slope.
You know what I mean? If we gauge and we look, you know, in the conscious community, our events, our haywire shit happens at the end of the year, and then in general society, the haywire shit happens in the beginning of the year, and oftentimes it deals with the children or the youngins, right? I remember Soulja Boy and Chris Brown. That shit popped off right after Umar and Tyreek.
Who said Soulja Boy can't come to the hood?
Right. All right.
Who said Soulja Boy?
He was showing them videos. He was running around the hood.
and then we got Tekashi.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
man.
Right? From the failure of the people to handle their shit.
Right.
So the failure of the people to handle their shit dealing with this situation, we're creating the petri dish is already a culture and something that's gonna come out of this.
Oh yeah.
You feel me? It's already coming. It's something already
That's why we
on
got
the
out.
way.
Maybe that's what influenced the thought culture.
Right.
What's that?
Like the whole R. Kelly with everybody like, you know what I'm saying, just shooing all that shit to the side, and we still rocking with him after the stuff he doing and
The
and the type of
ability,
ladies he
the
dealing with or
unwillingness
whatever,
to
like,
protect children.
yeah,
Had children
like it's a snowball
unprotected.
effect. Right.
You feel me?
Now
The
look.
willingness to look away, to be like, the nigga make good music though.
Right. That's crazy.
You feel me?
Right.
They
So not
said
a-
it.
I
So
get
did
it,
they
but I
said
get
this?
it,
What I'm
but
saying, but
not a little
once
crazy.
again, they said because we live in a so-called Christian society, so did the devil.
Yep.
He was the angel of music.
Right.
What happened? Who made better music than him? Nobody, according to them.
No man.
He next while you play it. They said keep sweating.
Straight up. Straight.
To this dirt.
Oh my god.
Nobody.
So who better than him? You know what I'm saying? Who better than him? Like, you can't even say God on the radio.
No.
We live in a Christian society, but Jesus ain't on the radio.
I remember growing up.
Kanye
we used to
said
say
that.
in the more we used to do
Right? So why is music so secular?
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? Why is music so secular? And I'm not pining for it. I'm just saying, if things were the way that they supposedly are, and all of these great voices come out of the church, why is Jesus Christ not a rock star?
Right.
Where are they now?
He the producer or something. He like Zaytoven or something.
I was gonna say he more like Leo
Zay
Cohen.
T.
He
Like-
Leo
like
Cohen
the
in
devil.
You don't want to see Jesus all up in your video.
doing this. Come on over here to hell.
Dancing. You know what I'm saying? Dancing.
That nigga Suge Knight. Suge Day.
You
But I mean, it's real though. Like I get it. Like at some point. So like at this man, because we are unfortunately getting closer to the end. How much time we got over? He said 5. Okay, so we got 5, man. So this shit was such a great conversation. I could have kept listening.
It's a rabbit hole.
Right.
It's a rabbit hole conversation. It never ends.
It
man.
It never ends,
It will
man.
never
Al-
end.
Always have
It
an
never
excuse for you to come back now.
Yeah.
Right.
You can always come
Absolutely.
back and we just label it part 3. Part
Yeah,
5.
yeah.
Part 5.
The series, right?
Right, right.
No, that'd
Right.
be dope, man. And if you can get Red to come down too, man, that'd be even dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Brother Rich show his face.
Right.
Yo, peace, family.
Right. Did you see what we tagged you in there with it? We tagged y'all in some shit the other day. So we always do this shit. Like, okay, we have this thing where movies, shows, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? We do a really good job of goddamn mimicking it, right? So we always do some shit like where I'm like, so Blue Pill, I just want to know, brother. You know, it's a lot of people out here who's not really understanding, you know, the whole point of what we got going on. And so with your understanding, I really wanted to know, you know, how you feel about it. How do you feel about it, Blue? Because, you know, people is confused, and I need them to get some sort of understanding. But, you know, you tell them.
Right.
You know what I'm
man, that's
saying?
usually when Kevin is
I
start being
thought
Blue, right?
He was like he was about to. I ain't know about to
Being Blue, I know, right?
Nah.
Let me get it.
Nah, I was on my red.
Howdy.
You be cool to say. I be having to crank that red on him and shit.
Right.
That was that day he went in on Cardi and Bird.
Yeah,
Box
right, on the
Bandersnatch.
bird, right.
You know, Cardi. Look at he was like the whole culture. He was like, Cardi's a prostitute. She's out here selling the bird box. Right. He was like, she was just selling the bird box, okay? Oh, I'm sorry, was a prostitute.
With the
Bandersnatch.
No, but you know, of course, I mean, like we listen to y'all so much, you know what I'm saying, and you know, we huge admirers. So once again, like
Yeah, Brother Rich. I'm gonna tell you one thing I be wanting to see, man. I want to see somebody ask Brother Rich questions.
Some questions.
'Cause I always like
Right.
he always asks the best questions to me.
he
out of
really
like,
is smart.
Most
We can tell,
interviews.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I always
know what to
for
ask.
one time ever. I just want to see because I know for forever like because when we was talking to you before about trying to get you on the show, that was before I think Brother Rich even like showing his face online. I think he
Yeah,
might have started showing his face like twice or something.
He slipped up.
Yeah, he slipped up.
slipped up.
You know, got a little thing with the lady, whatever. He got there. He out there now. So,
He ain't Destro no more. Yeah.
right. So, I was like, bro, don't ever show his face, but now he has or whatever. But I'm like, I always want to hear somebody ask him questions though, because I know he got a good head on his shoulders, man. I know he got some dope shit to say and shit. He just be
He
behind
do.
that camera.
He do.
Right.
It's gonna happen.
That shit'll be dope.
It's gonna happen.
Brother Rich, first interview, man. We got to see it, man.
Right. You heard it.
Underground
You heard it
Railroad.
First.
Real.
Get you on here.
You heard it
We'd
here
love to have
first.
you on the show.
We would
And
love
you know,
You know what I'm saying?
so tell us how you feel about everything that we talked about today. You know, as far as just trying to get this message out to
Man, this
beginners
was
about
dope.
this immigrant, like,
We
how you feel
gotta
about the show? How you
we
feel
cleared
about
the
life?
air,
about whatever?
bro. We got a lot of dialogue. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of dialogue out there. I think that it's gonna make an exponential difference. It's gonna make some people slow down, scratch their heads, and you know they're gonna rack their brains trying to come up with some of the answers. But at least we're gonna have them thinking. You know what I'm saying? Please don't try this at home, or I mean in your local.
Starbucks
Please
or
don't
something.
try this in your local church.
But say,
You
oh
will,
yeah,
you might
for
get
sure.
kicked out, but
Or synagogue. Because we need y'all. We need people to start joining this wave as a universal whole. We need all bodies on deck to fight whatever, you know, might come our way.
And if you ain't familiar with the words or the terms or the answers, research them.
Yeah.
Get an understanding.
This is
Become
all
more
about,
aware.
Yeah.
Right.
This was all
Yes,
about you
indeed.
guys learning more. This is not the
indeed.
end all be all. As you see, we could keep this conversation going, and we will keep the conversation going. We hope that you guys do the same. You know, amongst your own social circles, your friends, family. Take some introspection. Try to learn how to meditate. You know what I'm saying? Meditation and prayer are two different things. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely gonna touch
both,
on that.
They're both necessary.
And they both very necessary.
both necessary.
So
You know
learn what you
I'm
need to
saying?
do. And if you want to get out in contact with us, you know how to do that. If you want to get in contact with Blue, let them know how they can contact you, how they can watch you.
Yeah.
Let them know what you got going.
Yeah.
Tell them about the show, all that shit, right? All that shit.
Shameless
Yes, indeed.
plugs.
At Blue Pillar 44 PILLAR at Blue Pillar 44. That's on IG. You can holler at me, bluepillar44 at gmail.com. If you have any inquiries, any bookings, we got our products online. SoulGoldBiz.com, SoulGoldBiz.com. That's where you could get your monatomic minerals, gold, silver, platinum. You know what I'm saying? We got that jewelry, got that drip.
Okay.
mypowerpieces.com, right? Got that.
Yo, Rocket.
Uh-oh.
That's dope.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
not this one in particular, but you know, we got some fashion over at apparelnormal.com. You know, Red got kingscounty.com with the K's, KINGZKONTY.com. Like I said, we have an upcoming lecture, 2 lectures. It's a 2 lecture on the MLK weekend, which is this upcoming weekend, right? This one had already aired afterwards, right?
Yeah,
But
by
check
the
us
time
out,
we-
yeah,
yeah.
KTLmedia.com, all right? You should be able to find those lectures available over there, KTLmedia.com, all right? On YouTube is Know the Ledge Media, all right? Know the Ledge Media is the YouTube, but you could just put Red Pill or Blue Pill in your Google search or your YouTube search, and we got hundreds of videos, like the brother said, a lot of content over at Black Magic 363, alright? 363
Peace,
Black
peace,
Magic.
family.
Peace. You dig what I'm saying? And
They gonna have to raise the rate.
yeah, Mama Pill, she's over at greenleaf-herbs.com, KTtheArtsDegree.com. That's for our younger brother. He got products as well. You know,
I play the
dealing
win.
with that health and vitality. TwinTheAlbum.com. That's where you can get the Twin album. Executive produced by Cam Bata. Alright, Cam Bata Music. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Definitely appreciate you coming out.
renewable.
Oh yeah, shout out to the Shifters.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have a website yet, but at the Shifters on
Paradigm
IG, that's
Shifters.
the Paradigm Shifter page. Okay, 19 Keys, Derek Grace, Pop Darby, RZA Islam, Ben X, Billionaire PA, and shout out to the sister Ajna.
Ajna.
Okay, so check us out.
Special shout out to them.
All right,
Hey, yeah.
peace, love, and light.
The healing place.
And you, Cuzzo, how you feel about today's show, man?
I feel great, man. This was a good conversation. I hope we was able to guide some people, give some people some information, shed some light. Hopefully they continue to work at home. You know what I'm saying? Check back on the next episode, next topic time we talk about this. And yeah, other than that, man, I'm just digging the show, man.
Yeah, and y'all
Yeah,
make
we
sure
got the
y'all
brother
follow
on
him,
here,
man.
man.
What's your Instagram and stuff, man? Because he does
Oh,
a
yeah,
really
yeah.
good job of posting stuff that's along these lines and helping you stay. So yeah.
I be trying. I just got on social media, but everything too funny. That's everything. THANG, the number 2 funny on IG. I ain't on nothing else yet.
And you, Shay, how do you feel? Good.
I feel awesome, man. I
you
definitely
feel good?
think opening up 2019 and with this episode in particular,
Yeah.
definitely is making a statement. Glad we was able to get you back,
Yes,
get you back
indeed.
into the building, man. As you know, with religion and spirituality, that's always, you know, an ending conversation topic within itself.
Right.
But I wanted to, you know, be able to provide a platform and to get voices heard, to give a better understanding around the board for our community. I think it's very important if we do have a voice, you know, use that platform, not let it go to waste. So I definitely do want to thank all the supporters, you know, all the likes, all the
Yeah,
subscribers.
absolutely.
We ask
Yes,
that you do
yes.
share.
Damn right, we love y'all, man. You know it for real.
Definitely. And I just like the fact that we're able to inform our audience. And make it entertaining as well. We had a good time. It was a good conversation, man. For sure,
our
man.
longest show, and I'm glad I didn't want it to end.
It was a good conversation. That's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling real good. You know.
Shay was trying to tell us time.
We didn't even take no break. That's how good this shit
we
was.
didn't take
a
no break.
They
I ain't even had
you
to
know,
piss.
and-
My
Break,
bladder
no
had shut
hiccups.
down for
yeah,
me.
for
Right?
sure.
One take Hove.
I slick with
feel
that,
me?
for real.
Right. Y'all didn't want to let
Come
me
on.
get out. I was trying to get out. It was my first time from behind the camera.
Yeah, this
Same,
Shay first
same
time on
niggas
camera
freestyling that
with the
flex
show.
to need 90 takes. Is one take Hove.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And yeah.
Like, and that's how you
Oh, and how I feel, I guess. So
how you feel?
how I feel like
Feel forgetful.
that's for damn sure. I do feel like a big weight was kind of lifted. I think this conversation was really important to be had. not only just for myself and my friends and fam, but also for my audience, the people that pay attention to me, so that when you see me post stuff or when we're talking and I go off on some sort of tangent, before you think I'm just off loopy, understand, you know what I'm saying? I might just have a little different understanding of things. And I like anybody who feels that way when they're going along their journey. You have to move with that same sort of perseverance for yourself, because people will question you. They'll come at you in every type of way imaginable, but you have to stick to what you are, who you are, what you want, and what you want to know. At the end of the day, we are all just trying to get to the top of this mountain. We all trying to, for the most part, I don't know about R. Kelly or Weinstein, but we all out here trying to be great people and loving people and better human beings to each other. So at the end of the day, take whatever you can out of whatever religion you got, the good things out of it, and master spirituality so that you can become a better contributor to life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like, this was a great chance for people to start having that conversation. I know we ain't that big yet, but it's gonna be on the air. So one day when it's really seen and y'all come back to the shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
So outside of that,
I need to make one last mention.
For sure.
I failed to mention I have a book coming out.
Yeah, man.
Finishing up this book. It's called Pirate Paradise versus Poverty Paradise.
Okay.
And it was, it came together based on 2 trips that I took with the Shifters. One of them was to Detroit and the other one was to the Virgin Islands. And I seen 2 different paradigms. So I took all of those experiences, and the backdrop of that was that the $1 billion Mega Millions and Powerball was going on at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting read. I get very metaphysical, scientifical, but I also, just tell it like it is. You know what I'm saying? It has some of the most cutting edge research dealing with science in it. The different laws of manifestation that we're not being taught. You dig what I'm saying? And a whole bunch of other fun topics. So
That's dope.
that'll be out. I'm looking to put that out February 13th, which is the 44th year of this. 44th day of the year.
Wow.
Okay. February 13th.
3 days before my birthday.
Check that
I'm
out.
gunning for that.
Day before
Yeah.
Valentine. All right.
If I miss that, then it'd probably be April 4th.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? 4/4 or something. But yeah.
It's gonna have to be that.
And stay in
fuck.
tune. Y'all got his Instagram, on the YouTube.
sure.
So y'all make sure y'all follow him and stay in tune so that y'all can get that
Blue
y'all
Pillar.
gotta get that food, man. And that's pretty much it for y'all, man. And for us here at the That's
full
How
plate.
You Feel show,
That's how you
man.
feel.
We hope y'all got something to eat on. We know y'all got something plenty to eat on. So take this food, eat it, digest this thing, and if you want to, hit us up. Give us questions, give us answers, you know what I'm saying, or whatever you think, and feel free to comment, rate, share, comment. Did I say that already?
Yeah, you
You
sure
did.
did.
Okay.
You can
Well,
definitely
share.
email us at booking.that'showyoufeel
Email.
at gmail.com. That is booking.
That right.
That's how you show. That's
That
how
right.
you show.
That
Yeah,
right.
yeah, no,
That's how you
but you got it. Yeah,
That's how you feel at gmail.com.
Right. And our Instagram is That's How You Feel Show, and it's with a U, not YOU, just That's How You Feel Show. My Instagram is Chuggy Love. Y'all already know. I don't need no introduction. So thank you so much for coming. Once again, King, I greatly appreciate it. It was my honor. Next time we're going to get Red and Brother Rich on this thing. And
Yeah.
and at the end of the day, man, you know what I'm saying? This is it. This is out. We out this thing,
Now
man.
cue the music.
This is a great show for the first year. We out this thing.
They gonna have to raise the rim.